What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex, and you're watching a Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. I saw Murder in the Orient Express. It's a murder mystery, which is also a remake of a classic 1974 murder mystery of the same name, which is also based off of a novel of the same name, which is written by Agatha Christie. Now, first thought that comes to my mind was, why did this film need to be remade? I guess a film doesn't actually need to be remade. It's just that Hollywood is completely out of ideas. I'm just curious why they decided that this would be a good film to be remade. I never read the book. I never watched the original 1974 classic film. And I have no intention of doing so. I just love a good murder mystery. I love films in the mystery genre. The last one I saw was The Hateful Eight. And, well, that was partly because it was directed by Quentin Tarantino, but I really loved it. It just kept me guessing. I felt really, really engaged by that. And I was looking for that same kind of effect from Murder on the Orient Express. And this film is directed by Kenneth Branagh, who also is an actor in the film. He's the lead protagonist, and he's the detective. He is the detective detecting stuff, and he's out there to solve the mystery of the murder. Now, one of the main reasons why I wanted to watch this film was because of its solid ensemble cast. I mean, we have an all-star cast here. We got Kenneth Branagh, Penelope Cruz, Willem Dafoe, Judi Dench, Johnny Depp, Josh Gad, Leslie Odom Jr., Michelle Pfeiffer, and Daisy Ridley. So right there, you can see that this is a really, really solid cast. And actually, that's the main reason why I wanted to watch this film. Now, this film is a bit of a mixed bag, mainly because it was interesting from the beginning. Like, the movie starts off very, very interesting, and it really showcases Kenneth Branagh's character as to who he is, what he does, and what he's all about. And then now you're just waiting to get to the murder. And then you get introduced to the cast members, the suspects, and then once the murder takes place, I gotta be completely honest, the film just absolutely plateaus. It goes from development, murder happens, it plateaus, no real developments. I mean, there are developments, but it just doesn't feel interesting enough to really keep me that engaged. But that's just my personal opinion. I mean, murder mysteries are supposed to keep you really, really engaged because there's a lot of guessing going on. Unfortunately, for me, I found it really, really hard to follow. There was a lot going on. There's a lot of extra details, a lot of really, really minute details that you really have to pay attention to. And you know, your typical murder mystery has everything wrapped up and retold in a summarized fashion at the end, so that you're like, oh, okay, so that's how it all went down. It all makes sense, right? But I was expecting for this really grand, epic payoff, but what I got out of it was like, what? Really? That was it? It makes me really wonder, like, how much better was the classic film, the 1974 classic film? Did it play out just like this, or was it different and better? It must have been better, because it's a classic. Like this was something that just felt, that was it? Anyways, the film has a couple of pretty lame action sequences. I mean, it's not an action movie, but it was just something that didn't even keep me really, really excited. But at the end of it all, I just felt that it was a very, very messy, convoluted murder mystery that really didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. I was looking forward to a really, really engaging film, but instead I ended up with something that really didn't really grab my attention. And one thing I do want to mention is that director Kenneth Branagh, who also acts in this film, man, he really put himself in the spotlight. I mean, full on in the spotlight. He put himself in the best lighting, obviously. He makes himself stand out in the forefront, obviously. And also, he's there so much to the point where it shrouds and overshadows the other characters, which I actually found I wanted to be more interested in them. I was more interested in these other characters than I am with the detective. But we don't really get a whole lot of that. I mean, we get some background story, but besides that, he really, really overshadows the rest of his actors, and that's really, really unfortunate, because it almost appears intentional. Like, he really wants to put himself in the forefront and like all right in the spotlight, and I just found it too distracting, because his character is a bit like, it's a really standout character. His character is not just a character that's just there. his character really stands out from his mannerisms, the way he is, and there you have it, his personality. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this review. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 10. It's a movie that I really cannot recommend unless you really love murder mysteries and you have that attention to detail that you really like to pay attention to. Then maybe you'll like this film, but I didn't like it. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 10. And as always, if you enjoyed this review and you want to see more, hit that like button, subscribe to YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Peace.